Yo, it's your boy Public in the house. Let me stop. Alright, so look though. So I'm going against Bujins and I'm using vampires. Yes, vampires. So now I haven't looked at this matchup. I haven't played this matchup. I'm still learning the vampire deck. But I would say it like this. Vampires, they should be able to win this matchup because they go, oh, send a card to the graveyard. Okay, field card activates, pop a card on the field, and plus in my side deck, you gotta have you gotta have that Zion Ward. You gotta have it. If you don't have Zion Ward, then I don't know what's wrong with you. So in this matchup, I'm just trying to figure out how to get rid of Yamato because Yamato is way too strong, and with his hand being so slow, it hurts me. And then next thing you know, I see Divine Wrath being pulled. So in my head, I'm just like, okay, so I can't activate effects so nicely. While he has cards in his hand, I gotta think about Divine Wrath. So he just beat me down. He just beat me down, take down some of my life points, which is fine with me because well, it's not even fine with me because I really have a bad hand, really bad. And you look at that, this man had double grain, ah. And then I go for Giants Mirror. He drops Max C. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Who main decks Max C? In my head, I'm just like, are you kidding me? So he's gonna take the hit from the Zombie Fusion guy. I'm gonna bring out the token. I'm gonna swing. And he did that just to gain a card out, to gain a card. And I didn't think that correctly. I see what you did there, Gucci player. And then when I go attack, oh Crane, oh I gain all my life points. I gain all my attack back. Yeah, shout out to Black Garden, Bujins. But anywho. And because I left two level fours on the field, I got punished for it. So that's why we're going. All right. So game two. I was really nervous upon siding because I didn't know what to side upon. And looking at this hand, like I was really nervous. I'm like, yo, why is this hand so bad? So I'm like, all right, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I play this out somehow. I have one of the side deck cards, which is Zombie World. That's gonna put him in his place. The reason why they activated from the start because I don't want him thinking that I want to see what he could do. So I choose for the Vampire Lord, which is fine. I mean, even though Vampire Lord really does nothing for this, well, he does something for the matchup because you have back row protection, and then when I start seeing lances and stuff like that, so I'm seeing that he's back up to a corner, which is where I want him to be at. So I flipped the zombie world. I'm gonna go Book of Life to touch his hair, and he's gonna flip that Solemn Warning. So I'm just like, all right, good, good. One dangerous card out the way, a 1 for 1, and then he flips up the MST. So I'm just like, you're the best. You're the best at Call of Duty. Call of Duty at my back row. Damn you. So, anywho, I mean, knowing this matchup, vampires I think they could win game one. But when Susanoo comes out onto the field and while they have multiple monsters on the field, they can't do much from what I'm seeing. But then again, I'm learning the deck. It seems really fun. I'm probably gonna try out, some techs in his deck. I mean, like from what Capital Corp told me, he said he ran Gravekeeper Servant, where when your opponent declares an attack or any player that declares an attack, they had to send the top card from their deck to the graveyard. So I get hit by the Divine Wrath, so I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna absorb his, I'm gonna absorb all his back row, absorb it. And right there, I have a good field. No Bujin cards banished, and he scooped it immediately. So we go into game three. All right, so we're in game three. I still kept in the Zombie Worlds, and I didn't cite anything out because there was no reason for me citing like the Death Tornadoes or like freaking Twisters and stuff like that. So he starts off really bad. From what I'm seeing, like when I was doing, I noticed that immediately. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna poke. And especially when he went for the compose early game, I was like, okay. So in my head, I have to force him to play that compose because any big play I do is going to get punished. It's going to get punished. And and then then what I realized earlier too, because I'm playing Analytic K2 as well, because it's also a good tech card. It's a big not a tank, but it's a heavy hitter that you want to have in this type of deck. You're trying to send cards from the graveyard. You're trying to prevent your opponent from attacking. So I'm gonna run into the Quinlan, and he forced a bomb, not a bomb, but a compose. So I was all right. That's fine. It's 1-1 out the way. Then this is where everything is a little bit crazy because he starts to MSC all over the place. I'm just like, what? MSC all over the place. He goes into Susan Noble, and he's not gonna put me in a really bad spot because I still have setup. I still have setup no matter what. And because he burned up 2 MSTs, I should not expect an MST for a while now. So I'm gonna go for the Book of Life, and he's gonna chain that hair. And at first, I thought it was not gonna go off, but fortunately, it does. And then he drops the Max C, which I expect. And right there, I was not gonna take the Max C challenge because in my head, I was thinking about trying to go for the number 1-on-1 play, but I was like, nah, forget that. So he makes a huge mistake. He goes for the Susan Noah effect, sending a card to the graveyard, and he forgot totally about the field card, which is another thing what wins this matchup really well because if you give me play interaction on my field card, and I'm gonna keep popping everything. I'm gonna keep popping a lot of stuff. So then I top deck the Soul Drain. I Soul Drain Soul Exchange, and I'm gonna go for the Shadow Vampire play. And he had the freaking warning. So I'm just like, alright, that's fine, it's fine. I still have monsters in my hand. It's pretty much it's monsters versus his back row, which is fine with me. So he's forced to burn that Quillen, which is again, it's fine with me because getting around my field card is not really doing anything for the situation. It's really not. I mean, unless you're gonna try to tank through, which Quillen is not gonna do anything for you. So I'm gonna pitch for the Zion Master effect, and he Baylor. So in my mind, I was gonna go for a Excite Out Knight to blow up the field and end the duel immediately, but unfortunately I didn't do that. And then I thought about Mirror Force. I thought about all these other cards that he could possibly have, and going to number 1-on-1 was a really good choice by me because if I'm gonna eat through back row, I'm gonna eat it like tank. I'm gonna eat it like a tank. And Shark could take a beating. He could really do. He could steal your monster, and I could still tank hard as hell. So I draw into a dead Endless Decay because his life points is too low. I go for the Vampire Duke. He goes for the Bottomless, which is fine with me. I drop the Dragon's Mirror, and I'm just like, alright, I'm going in. Pushing forward. He's gonna drop the Crane. I'm gonna force it to detach, and right there, he really can't do much. Hit him for the 18, and right there, what can he possibly do? He really cannot do anything because I just ate through all his back row, and this is somehow you eat through back row. When you're eating through back row, you gotta really think about your tanking monsters. So, bonus game. Alright, so the bonus game is gonna be shoot your rival. So if you have not noticed, if you did not learn about the rivalry between, Normal Knights versus Vampires, you should really know about this. So the only reason why I'm showing you guys this video because this is like, it's like Ryu versus Ken or Ryu versus Sagat or I don't know, some rivalry. I can't say, well, you could say Yugi versus Seto Kaiba, but you already know what goes down from there because Yugi's gonna stack the shit out of Seto Kaiba. He's gonna rename cards and be like, "Hey, look, my Dark Hole blows up all the cards on your side of the field, and I get to draw 2 cards. Yeah, you're the best. So, going against the Nominite player, I set the Vampire Sorcerer because I really didn't want. I mean, it was the right move to do. I didn't want to take any hits, and he goes for the rabbit play. I'm gonna punish it because because I don't want that to really hurt me that much. Really not. So, judging from my side of the field, I am in a really bad spot because I'm forced to go out for my boss monster. So I'm gonna go for Vampire Duke. I know what cards I should go active for in this matchup because I kept thinking about, okay, if I go for spells, he could have sent out swords. But if I go for monsters, that could be a good thing. But at the same time, though, when I was thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, What if he has Warrior Return Alive? What if he has a Call of Haunted? Cards that's gonna like hurt me. So he's gonna try to get through my life points, which really fails, and my boss monsters gonna keep coming back to protect me. And another thing I did not think about was that I should try Mask Chameleon. I should try it in this build, but we'll see about it. So again, I'm sending cards that's gonna work in the grave. I'm trying to build some type of advantage. Because right now, if you really count the cards, he only has 2 cards against my 4 cards. So I'm gonna go for Book of Life, Banish of Madrat, which I could have. And what I noticed is that he didn't have Excalibur, so this is why you always get Excalibur. So, and I'm gonna tell you what my misplay was. Well, it wasn't even a misplay. Well, yeah, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a misplay. It was the right move because I was thinking about if I was supposed to attack and then go for the snatch, but then you forget about Queen, who's gonna get me killed. So he doesn't use his Madras effect, which well, I mean, I don't know if Madras effect, only activates when a Normanite sword is activated or not, but he could have activated the effect. So I'm gonna go for Shadow Vampire, go for Vampire Duke, and this time I aimed for the monsters because now I thought about his top decks and all. I was like, I'm just gonna start punishing him on his monsters, start taking things. So I'm gonna go for Lavala Chain, mill out that Mizuki out of my deck so I don't draw it. And I had an idea in my hand because since I do play Endless Decay in here, I could have allowed him to build up so much life points to where Endless Decay just comes on the field and just says hi. So, which is fine with me, but even though that was a tactic that I had in my head, but instead I really didn't want to do it. I mean, I could have done it, but instead I was like, I'm just gonna tank it out. He has less cards than me. I'm not gonna push forward and waste all my resources. So I bring out another Mizuki from the grave. I keep taking his monsters. I'm just bringing out a wall where it really does nothing. And then he taps this MSC to destroy my back row, not my back row, but my field card. And it kind of annoys me because now I have no way of stopping him from doing any crazy board plays. And I got the MST, so I'm gonna flip around the MSC. I'm gonna bring out another monster to the field, and the moment I do that, he scooped immediately. I'm like, what? You had so much advantage than me. So, anywho, like, comment, and subscribe. And this is your boy Public out. If you think I could do a little bit more better on commentary, come on to my Skype calls, come on to my Reddit call, and we could do a commentary video together. And this is your boy Public out. Ciao.